Alicia. I have a few questions for you today if you don't mind answering based on your case.
No problem.
Okay, so my first question is, what happened on the day of the crime?
The day of the crime, I was 8. Yeah, 8, turning 9. It was 2 days before my birthday. And I was sleeping at my aunt's house. And I had happened to be sleeping in my cousin's room. And it was in the night. And someone had come in my room. And it happened to be my cousin's father. And he had come in and he was like, "Oh, are you awake?" And I never answered because I didn't know who it was. And then he came up to me and took the sheet off and started to touch me and made me feel very uncomfortable. I kept trying to tell him to stop, but he wasn't listening. So after that, I pretty much was, he pretty much went on top of me and just started to touch me. And then he had gotten off because he realized I started to cry, I guess. And then he took my hand and tried to get me to touch him in places, but I wasn't I was being resistant. And he'd smelled like cigarette the whole entire time. And then he left, and he came back, and he's like, "If you tell anyone, no one's gonna believe you. You're gonna ruin the family, and this is what happens when you want things like this." And he left and went into his room back. And I at 6 in the morning, I guess I got up, and I was at the top of the stairs. My aunt asked what I was doing up so early, and I said I couldn't sleep. And she's like, "Okay, we'll go back and lay down." And she left the house. And I was downstairs, and the kids wanted to go outside, but I didn't want to. And he had asked me to go upstairs and ask him, and they had no idea what had happened. So I went up there to pretty much ask, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys can go up, but you have to do something for me." And I'm like, "What?" And he basically kissed me, and his whole mouth smelled like smoke. And that night I had to sleep there again because my dad didn't come. My dad didn't basically come to get me when I asked him to, and that kind of made me even more upset. And I couldn't sleep that night, and I cried myself to sleep, and no one knew what was going on. It was everyone was kind of invisible to everything that was happening. How could you not hear? How did you not know where he was at all times? You know what I mean? And I had left, and when I left, I went home, and the whole way home, I was silent in the car. And he had said hi to me, and I said hi, and it was dead silence in the car. And I got home, and I went straight to my room, didn't say anything to anybody. And my mom had come home later that day, and she realized I wasn't happy or anything, said anything to anybody. She asked me what was wrong, and I never said anything to anybody. I just kept to myself. And basically I just started going on the computer and just doing other stuff. My grades slipped. I stopped caring about everything. The world was basically on my shoulder. In grade 5, I had a breakdown where I told the teacher exactly what had happened. She told me that no one would know and she wouldn't tell anyone. But the next day I got to school, my name was on the announcements. The 2 police officers were waiting for me in the office. They had taken me to a center to talk to me and question me. They got my sentence and they got my testimony, I guess, or confession, I guess, and called my mom to tell my mom what happened, and my mom called my dad. My dad came and got me, and we were in the car, and he dropped me to go see my mom. My mom was like, "Are you okay?" She made sure everything was okay with me. And on my way home, my dad must have called my aunt, and they were arguing about it. At first, my dad believed me, and then after my aunt persuaded him, he basically told my aunt that my aunt basically told him that it could never happen because she was in the house and she would never let her dad started to believe that son lost that side of the family basically to this. And I'd come home one day and I was told that I overheard that if he's found guilty, then that's the only way I'm going to divorce him. And I was kind of like shocked, but I just pretended like, I never heard anything. And grade 6, I started to be prepped for court with all the books and all that. And then later that year, I had my trial, got on the stage, got on the bench, I guess, stand, and one of those, and had to talk about it. And I remember the first question the judge had asked me was what happened after I had to get up, point to him, and say his name and accuse him of what he did. And I sat there on the stand and cried for maybe like 10 minutes. And it got bad that I had to basically they had to play my first original tape for my first testimony, and then had to question me. It was pretty bad. And after the questioning, I must have said something or something went wrong, and I got dismissed out of the case. And then they were having a discussion, and after that, I was told that everything was okay and that I could go home. And then maybe like 3 months later, his sentence came in the mail, and my mom never told me because, like, I guess she didn't want me to worry about anything. And then I found the paper, read it, found out that he got his sentence, he was arrested and everything. Pretty much. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah. So I can see that this did affect you mentally, emotionally, and physically. Did you seek any help afterwards to help you cope with what happened?
Yes. I talked to therapists and everything, but then I decided to start writing on the problems, and I stopped for a while, and then when I started back, I started songwriting. So I have like 4 or 5 books of just songs about life lessons that I've gone through and everything. And now I went back to writing because stuff started to happen again. So my pen and paper are basically my best friends right now, my therapy, I should say.
Okay. So you said that you would get a letter from the court explaining when his sentence was. Mm-hmm. What was his sentence, and what was your reaction to his sentence? Do you think that it was fair, and what would you give him?
He got 1.5 years with 6 months probation. I would have given him 3 years because I had to deal with it for 3 years. I was pretty upset at it, but sentence is a sentence. You can't do anything. You just have to accept it, I guess.
So, Tanisha, when you were telling the police officers what had happened, did it feel like you were reliving the experience?
Yeah, it felt like it because I had to have my eyes closed and I was picturing everything, the scent of the room, all that, and I felt like, it was happening all over again.
If you had the chance to ask this man any question, what would your question be?
I probably would have 2. How would you feel if it was your daughter that it happened to? And what if your daughter was in the room instead of me?
Knowing what he did to you, do you believe you will ever have the heart to forgive him?
Probably not, but I was told that for me to move on from the whole incident, that I have to basically forgive him, and I don't want to because that's like me accepting everything that happened.
So throughout this experience, has it changed your life? And if so, how, if you don't mind explaining?
It changed my life in relationships, trusting people, and actually knowing what it's like to have those good relationships and all that. And a drastic thing it's affected me is I don't want kids because I don't want them to have the same. I don't want them to be affected by the same thing as I was, or I don't want to have to worry if that's happening to them. Pretty much.
Right. Thank you very much, Tanisha, for answering my questions.
Yes, we will contact you as soon as we can with a follow-up, okay?
Thank you.